Hello, Whole Woman listeners, and welcome to another episode. I'm Kim,
And I'm Rachel.
and today we're going to talk about manifesting in 2026. And for me, that means choosing a word that guides the direction that I head. So, anyway, I first learned about choosing a word, oh, or not learned about it, I guess, heard about it 4 or 5 years ago. And the first year I did it, I just thought, oh, that'd be fun. I'll pick a word. But I didn't put a lot of thought into it. And I didn't read the book and I didn't really do it intentionally. I just picked a word. And I'm sure you can imagine how that went. Um, it was my word, but it just really didn't have a lasting impact on me. So the next time I tried it, I actually read the book. I went through the process of really thinking about what went well in the year past and where I might have fallen off the path I thought I should have been on and where I wanted to go into the next year. So it's really kind of a goal setting thing for me more than it's like a no mantra sort of thing. Um, but yeah, so Rachel, you just read the book.
Mhm.
Tell me, have you ever chosen a word before? And why were you so willing to just go with my request that we talk about a word of the year?
Because it resonates with me. I love being grateful. I love that that is kind of my foundation word. It will kind of be my word every year, but I'm happy to take on a secondary word. But I, it shapes your attitude. It shapes who you are. It shapes how you treat people. It shapes how you think. So to have a word that you fall back on when things aren't so easy
Mhm.
and what it means to you, it really makes it for me, and I'm sure you would agree with that, easy to kind of like pull yourself up from whatever is going on.
Mhm.
And so gratitude, grateful, any of its variations is my core word. But I am going into 2026 with transformed. I just feel like I have done a lot of work this year. I've done a lot of work on myself for the past couple years and breaking some old ass tired habits that don't serve me anymore. And
Mhm.
I do feel transformed. I don't mean that in a way like I'm fixed, I'm done, I never have to learn anything again, because that's not me either. But
Right.
this has been a year that literally like took me and slapped me like front, back a lot of times when it came to a certain aspect of my life. And I am ready to just leave it. I'm ready to leave it.
I love that. And I get that 2025 slapping back and forth. And for me, it was just a year. The 2 years prior, I had been writing my book and really working hard to get that completed and to release it. And 2024, my word was joy. And it really was a saving point for me many times because even though I was writing about joy, right? My book is titled Reflections of Joy, and it was all about discovering what I loved about myself, even while I was still trying to change. But writing a book is not a joyful process. And I found myself so often stuck in writer's block and all the things I didn't think were part of writing a book, like the social media and the marketing and the waiting. And
Mhm.
so joy pulled me out again and again and again because I could focus. I had some scripture, I had some prompts that I used that I think really helped me.
Mhm.
So then I landed in 2025, and my goal was grow, or my word, not my goal, my word was grow.
Mhm.
And I wanted to grow beyond just being the person who wrote a book and did this one-time thing. And my business did grow. I started the coaching business with another writer, and we're working with women, coaching them, teaching them, launching their books. But I grew out of control. And I find myself at the end of 2025 really wanting to prune back all of this overgrowth and all of the things I allowed myself to fall into that
Mm.
has taken the joy away.
Mm.
Not that I don't love my job. It's not what I'm saying to anyone out there listening, thinking, well, you ask for this, you get this, and then you don't like it. I just didn't put any boundaries on it.
Yeah.
And so my reflection over this last month, I've landed on the word called. And I want to spend 2026 doing the things I feel called to do. And that really is coaching.
Mm.
And coincidentally, I'm curious. After I tell you this, I'm curious if it's ever happened to you. But once I identify something that works for me in my life, I seem to see it everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this morning I was reading and I stumbled across this thing that says availability is not a leadership trait. And it smacked me in the forehead, right? I think about as I was growing, I just allowed myself to always be available. I didn't protect any of my personal time or my private time with my husband or my kids or anything. It was just, I always said yes. And so I feel that in focusing on what my calling is, um, I want to look at myself as a coach and or a I don't even know what I'm trying to say, Rachel. I'm gonna have some boundaries in my schedule. Damn it, I had to say it.
I know
And
that.
I want to protect the things that are important to me and to my family, and then still grow and nourish people in my coaching practice.
I love that for you, and I really feel like this is a good goal. It's a good boundary that you set. It's a good awareness that you have. And I'm very proud of you because I know as a fellow Sag that sometimes putting yourself first can seem very alien at first. It doesn't seem normal because we are just prone to give our time, give our love, give ourselves over and over again until we're so depleted.
Mhm.
So this is, I think, a good realization for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I also decided, I made the decision to have a secondary word. So, like you said, yours, you always kind of have grateful holding there, and that's kind of become who you are.
Hmm.
It's how, and you're one of the most grateful people that I know. You see the light in most situations. Um, and and the only ones you don't see the light in are the ones that really fire you up and make you want to protect someone. And I just love that about you. But I chose my personal word that won't go on any social media post, won't go on anything is abide. And I just really want to be where I am.
Hmm.
That's important to me this year. Whether, if I want to respect my time in worship, I want to respect my time in my marriage, I want to respect my time with my family, I want to respect my time with you. And so that's going to mean some control over the focus on my phone, or, if I accept a phone call, or if I don't put my watch on for the day because I want to be focused with the person I'm with. Yeah,
I love that. It's so crazy how available we all are because of technology. I mean, we talked about that in a previous show about how technology is just made it so we never have to miss anything.
right.
But I think choosing what to spend our time with, think about, be in touch with, talk about all the things you just listed. Maybe is it just our age who is coming to that realization? I don't know.
I don't know. I remember you and I are the age that we remember when computers or smartphones or whatever the thing entered our lives because we didn't have them early on, you
Right.
know. And I remember thinking, I'm going to get so much more done and I'm going to have so much more free time, right? Because I remember working in the restaurant and having to manually add up inventory, right?
Hmm.
And now I entered the number of what I have and it automatically computes through this Excel spreadsheet. It saved me hours on the computer.
Yeah.
But what it's done for us, it's opened up more time so we can do more things. And I feel like the whole world is constantly thinking, I'm behind because we take some time off. I
Mm.
should be doing this, I should be doing that, you know. And I would be curious to know the numbers and the statistics behind productivity now. Are we more productive?
I honestly could care less about that
Yeah.
statistically.
Yeah.
What I hear people in my life when they have on repeat, I need to stop scrolling at night. I need to get more sleep. I need to. I'm like, let's stop saying that and figure out a way how to accomplish that. Because
Hmm.
if we're gonna go through another year of this, like nothing is gonna change.
Right.
So
Right.
that's kind of where when I'm having conversations with people, that's where my attention goes.
Hmm.
And not to say that it wouldn't be fascinating to know, but that's not where I guess my interest in that is.
Yeah, no, it really more of a hypothetical question. Are we more productive with all of this and all these distractions? But for me, that's why it's so important to have that one word. So I will, I have one of those funky little boards, you know, that you insert the letters into. Somebody gave it to me as a door prize. So like the year it was joy, it was joy. The year it was grow, I put grow up there and you know, I'm going to change it to called. And I really am going to try and start every day with what have you been called to do? Is that what you've scheduled? Not beat myself up if I've taken on something that's not my duty,
Mm-hmm.
but really try to focus my time doing the things that are mine to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in having that word, having that mantra, I know
Mm-hmm.
some people who put it on the bracelet, right? They do one of
Yeah.
those bracelets and they change it up every year. Um, so grateful has become who you are, and you wake up every morning with a practice that reminds you that you're grateful.
Mm.
How will you incorporate this new word into your day?
That is a great question. And I've realized that when you set an intention for who you want to be, the universe will kind of give you little reminders. Like, remember when you used to put up with that? And choosing my word to help guide me through, yeah, I do remember it, and we're not going back to that.
Yep.
And I think it's so interesting to look back and remember how much of myself I've given away to other people, whether it be my energy, my time, my thoughts, like who you expect me to be is I'm now trying to prove that to you. I mean, listen, this is a whole like lesson in trauma, but just to kind of give our listeners an idea, like I took a long time to grow into my independence and my womanhood and my
Mhm.
ability to take care of myself. It took a long time. And now that I'm getting there and getting stronger with every passing year, there are just certain situations and certain personality types that I am just like hard stop, hell to the no.
Right. Yeah. We could go on and on and on and on about words and the power. There are times where in my life it choosing this word is really more than an affirmation for me. Like I'm not going to get up in the morning and as I'm brushing my teeth, look at myself and say, you are called to be a coach. You are called to be a wife. You know, but more than a resolution, I want it to be like the reminding force, like you said. I want it to remind me of where I've come from, where I want to go, and how I can't be all things to all people.
Mhm.
And it's in finding what we're uniquely created to do and who we're supposed to be that we become our best selves. And I
Hmm.
think that changes from year to year to year, but I'm super excited to see what happens in the year ahead. I'm excited to see where the whole woman goes. And as we start inviting guests in and we build our platform, and I think it just fits into who we're becoming and the direction that you and I have each individually chosen for
Hmm.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah, it is going to be a great year. It's going to be an interesting year, and it's going to be, as always, another opportunity to grow, just like you said. And I'm looking forward to that part of it that has you in it and the people I love. And yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. So, I don't know, for somebody out there who is thinking that they need some direction, you still got a couple of weeks, and your year doesn't have to start on January 1st. So
That's
if
true.
you're hearing this when it airs, and you're a couple days behind January 1st, it's not too late to really sit down and think about, evaluate last year, look at
Yeah.
the coming year. Where do you want to go? And what guide can you put in front of you? The little thing that can sit in the back of your head and remind you, you can't be all things to all people. And it's good to have intention. I believe if you think about it every day, it will become, right? It,
You are right. And I like what you said, that it's not a January 1st thing. It's not even a 2006 thing. I think we are just kind of conditioned to know that new year, new goals, new us, new you. I mean, that all swirls around in our society. And I'm sure that some of that has the best intentions, but you're right. It's never too late. It could be December 30th, and all of a sudden you have this call to shed some old behaviors, or it's January 13th. I mean, it can be any day of the year. It's just a matter of what is pulling at your heartstrings that keep coming up for you. And again, this situation with me that kept coming up a lot this past year was just preparing me and teaching me that I do have the strength and I do have the ability to not involve myself with other people's drama and other people's behavior and being unkind and being a real asshole. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be truthful here.
yep, yep. I love it. Well, listeners, we could go on and on and on, and we could talk about all the different words, courage, trust, ease, joy, called, transformed. You know, if you resonate with this and you've chosen a word for yourself, we'd love to know what they are. I love supporting people and reminding and
Why
um,
don't we take a few minutes because I've gotten some requests. Like, can you maybe share the easiest way to leave a comment or to pass us on? Because I know we are on a handful of platforms,
mhm.
but maybe let's tell our listeners what is the easiest way to get comments so we can actually read them?
Well, Spotify, YouTube, or Apple, the comments are right there. So they're available for anyone to read, particularly Rachel and I. If you want to share, it's so easy. Just click the little button, send it off to a friend, post it on your site. Share our posts every week when we upload or when we release an episode on a Friday. Not only will it be on our Instagram page and our Facebook page, but we also share it in our stories, which allows us to include a link. And so if you listen and if you like, you can just pass that on or, pass it forward and
Mm.
share it with your friends.
All right, you hear that, everybody? It's super easy to share the Whole Woman podcast.
It is. And we are looking forward to doing some fun new things in the next year. So we hope
Yeah,
you'll join us.
they will.
They will. All right, friend. Thanks for chatting about your word with me today.
Thank you for trusting me with yours.
Mhm. And I will see you next week.
Yes, you will. Bye bye for now.
Bye.